Morning everyone, Nick here with E-Cells bikes. It's pretty chilly this morning here in Pahrump, Nevada. Temperatures are in the 30s, but that won't stop us from doing another range test. This time around, we're doing a range test on our new E-Cells Dual Kingstar. We have a 60 volt, 20 amp hour battery in the front, 60 volt, 15 amp hour in the rear. We have a 1500 watt Handtech rear motor. We also have our torque sensor that we'll talk more about a little bit later. We have our dual crown forks, inverted forks, and a big headlight. This bike is just loaded with innovations and new technology. I'm not gonna go through it in detail right now because I don't want this intro to last 15 minutes. Instead, we already have an awesome video up where David Cleveland, our CEO, explains all the new stuff that's on this bike in detail. I highly recommend you go check that video out. The link will be in the description of this video. Highly recommend it, go check it out. So as you can see, I have my panniers and my backpack on. Altogether this weighs about 25 pounds, 26 pounds, and I weigh 176 pounds, so it's going to be about 200 pounds of weight altogether. If you watched the range test videos before, you already know that the way we do this is we keep the bike in pedal assist 1 the whole time, trying to preserve batteries as much as possible, and we don't use the throttle. So that's what we'll be doing today as well. I'm going to turn the bike on. Our trip odometer is already set to 0. Another thing that this bike allows you to do is choose your class. We're keeping it in class 2 for this ride, and what that means is that we'll be limited to 20 miles an hour. As you can see, the throttle is enabled in class 2, but we won't be using the throttle for the purpose of this video. So only pedaling and keeping it in pedal assist level 1, and see how many miles these two 60 volt batteries will give us. Okay, and we're off. The first thing that I'd like to point out is that on this bike, well, first of all, your display shows you both of your batteries. That's something new that comes with this 750C display, but also now you can choose whether you want your battery indicator to show percentage or voltage. Because we've done our 2 previous range tests with batteries showing voltage, on this bike we switched it to percentage. Because we're riding in class 2 right here, and class 2 is limited to 20 miles an hour, the bike will not let us exceed that speed. That's something that's really important if you're riding in an area where you are required to keep your bike in a specific class. This bike also comes with class 1 and class 3. Of course, also if you're riding where there are no regulations, you also have the unlimited mode. Okay, 10 miles into our ride on E-Cells Dual Kingstar, Probably a good time to share my first impressions. First thing that I'd like to point out is how comfortable this bike feels. With that really nice cushioned seat, rear suspension, and especially this dual crown fork. And also this is an inverted fork, meaning that it compresses from the bottom. This bike just goes over all the bumps, all the potholes, super smooth. It is windy, not too much, but there's definitely a little bit of wind. That front end is still so stable that you can easily ride with no hands. It's not wobbly. Even when you try to make it wobble, just straightens itself right out. Of course, guys, don't ride without hands, but for demonstration purposes, just wanted to show you how stable that front end is with that inverted fork. Okay, coming up to a stop sign. Now, keeping in pedal assist 1, it doesn't just fly off from dead stop like the Monster does, but it is picking up speed pretty fast, even in pedal assist 1. I told you guys it was chilly. You can probably see some snow up on the mountains. One reason why I like riding these back roads is that you don't have to worry about too much traffic. You can just relax and enjoy the scenery. And a very cool thing is that with this BMX style handlebar, it gives you a nice upright seating position where you can sit like you're in an armchair and just enjoy the views. Even on a bumpier road like what we have here, the ride just feels so smooth. And not only that, but also there's no rattling. You know, when you're riding on rough roads on some bikes and they just rattle, like everything rattles, the chain, everything kind of makes you feel uncomfortable just hearing all that noise coming from the bike. Well, that's definitely not the case here. We're 21.7 miles into the ride. Batteries are showing 75%. I mentioned the torque sensor on this bike earlier in the intro. I want to talk a little bit more about that. One cool new feature is that this bike lets you choose between torque-based and speed-based pedal assist modes. Right now I'm riding with a torque-based assist mode selected, and I will probably keep it like that for another 20 miles, basically for the first half of this ride. And then for the second part, I will switch to the speed-based pedal assist mode, and we'll see what the difference is, and I'll show you guys how to switch that. So I wanted to tell you about one thing that I like about this Class 2 speed limit mode is that I'm riding my own pretty steady pace, and the bike won't let me go over 20. A really good thing about that is that it doesn't cut out the power too abruptly, and it doesn't, more importantly, doesn't give you that power back too abruptly. Let's say you go 20.5 miles an hour and it cuts that power off to keep you under 20. So when you go down to 19 and a half, it's not going to give you that power in one big surge where it like launches the bike forward. Instead, it will build that power up gradually so the ride stays smooth and doesn't feel jerky and uncomfortable. Taking a little break, admiring the E-Cells Dual Kingstar. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the intro or not, but here in my backpack I'm carrying a spare battery. One piece of advice that I can give you is, if you're gonna be carrying a spare battery with you, take the rear. It's much smaller and lighter. As you can see, this front 60 volt 20 amp hour battery is pretty huge. Here we are, 41.1. That's our mileage so far, and batteries are showing 55%. We've done this with the torque assist mode, and now for the second part of the ride it's time to switch to the speed mode. We're gonna get into our menu by double hitting the M button here, and we are going to scroll down to advanced settings. M button again. To enter your advanced settings, you will need to type in your password, and for this model the password is 8227, and here, I hope you guys can see this and hope this is in focus. Here you have your assist mode, so you enter that and you can switch between torque and speed. We won't change anything else, so we're still keeping the bike pedal assist 1, class 2, still not using the throttle. Okay, I'm back after testing out the speed assist mode on pedal assist level 1, and I can tell you that that was just way too slow for me. But then I remembered another cool feature that this bike has, and that is, if we go back into the menu, we can actually change the number of assist levels. So with 9 assist levels, level 1 was too slow for me. I went into the menu here, and you can go 5 assist levels or 3 assist levels. So I went down to 3, and with that the pedal assist level 1 is way better for me. I'll get back on the road and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, here's a mower riding through a cloud of dust. That wasn't that bad. Back on the road with E-Cells Dual Kingstar. In this speed mode, I'm definitely not getting miles per hour that I was getting in the torque mode. I'm about 3 miles an hour less. But again, this may just be down to my riding style. I am more of a torque rider than a cadence rider. But it also seems like we're getting lower watts than we did in torque mode. But yeah, here we are 50 miles in. Batteries are at 40%. Just having a bit of fun on this empty road. As I expected, this range test on the Dual Kingstar is definitely going to be another 2-day affair. I'm currently at 58.4 miles with batteries showing 35%. I'll leave the bike overnight, not charge the batteries, pick it back up tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's a little bit warmer than this morning, but I don't have high hopes. So I'll just leave the bike overnight and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning everyone, Nick here with E-Cells e-bikes. Another chilly morning here in Pahrump, Nevada, and it's time for day 2 of our range test on the E-Cells Dual Kingstar. Same setup as yesterday. Have my panniers on, I have my backpack with a spare battery inside. Altogether this is about 25-26 pounds and I weigh 176, so we're looking at about 201, 202 altogether. Turn the bike back on, and as you can see, 58.9 miles, batteries reading 40%. I did put some sticky tape over the charge ports. It says don't charge, just so nobody would accidentally charge it. It's time to peel those off. That's the front battery. This is the rear battery. And on this bike we have one more. Here, integrated charge port. This would charge both batteries at the same time. So same as yesterday, keeping the bike in pedal assist level 1, not using the throttle. We're in class 2. We switched to speed-based assist mode yesterday and went down to 3 pedal assist levels. And the very cool thing about this bike is that it memorizes all those settings. So the bike was turned off overnight, turn it back on in the morning, and all of our settings from yesterday are still there, so I didn't have to bother going back through the menu and setting it up again. What I really appreciate about this bike, and I'm sure you will too, is how much this display allows you to customize and fine-tune the way the bike performs. So basically what you have is a torque sensor bike that can also work as a cadence sensor. Usually, depending on your riding style, you would choose between one or the other when you're buying an e-bike. but with the E-Cells Dual Kingstar you can have both and then just switch depending on where you're riding and how you're riding. And we just passed the 70-mile mark. Batteries are showing 20%. I think I can expect around 90, 85 to 90 miles probably. We made our usual stop at this park here, so I show you guys the display. Our batteries are showing 20% and we're at 63.7 miles. And overall, guys, the build quality on this bike is just through the roof. I mean, look at this frame. This is solid. These welds look so quality. Built-in chain guard. This rack is super sturdy, like there's no movement here. Also aesthetically, the bike looks really good. Not just that it feels good, it also looks good when you look at it. Like, I love that line from the top tube down to the seat stay, that straight line. Just makes the whole bike look so sleek. We're getting up to 80 miles, we're at 77.7 now. Here are my thoughts on the speed mode versus torque mode after doing about 40 miles in each. So the speed mode will take a little bit off on the high end when it comes to miles per hour. I've been averaging maybe like 3 miles an hour less than I did in torque mode. However, you will get slightly faster acceleration than you get with the torque mode, and you don't have to pedal as hard. Not that you have to pedal particularly hard in torque mode either. Honestly, it's pretty light pedaling in torque mode, but speed mode is even lighter. Okay, here we are, guys, 80 miles. The batteries are showing 15% right now, but yeah, now they dropped down to 10. Can we do 90 miles? So before the batteries die, I just want to demonstrate something. Just how light you need to pedal for that speed mode. See? I'm barely turning the pedals. We're at 85 right now. Both batteries still showing 10%. 86 miles. We're still rolling. 88 miles. 89. Both batteries are at 5%. Still have a little bit more juice to go, so let's see. Trying to get closer so you guys can see the display. Hopefully that worked, so I don't have to get off the bike. Here we go. We passed 90 miles. Let's keep riding. Well, here we are getting close to 95. And now, for a second there, both of my batteries showed 0. We're kind of on the main road here, so we'll try to get off one of the side streets because it doesn't look like we're gonna get much farther than this, but we're at 94.7 right now. Still getting power. Okay, here we are, 97 miles. Both batteries showing 0%, but we're still getting power. And this is 2 miles after they show 0 for the first time. I think this is a fantastic feature. So your batteries show 0%, but that doesn't cut off the power the same moment. So you'll still have a few miles in reserve. If you're on a busy road, you can get off the road, or if you're close to home, you know that the bike will still give you those extra couple of miles to get you where you need to be. And with batteries being this low, right now the max speed I'm getting is about 13 miles an hour, but pedaling is still super easy. Should I expect 100 miles? We're at 89.4. Okay guys, that's it. Stop getting power from the motor. Batteries, I hope you can see this. Batteries are showing 0%, and our mileage is exactly 99 miles. So if you watched my Monstar range test, you may remember that we ran out of juice in this same spot with the Monstar. That was after about 79-80 miles on the Dual Kingstar. We got 99 miles. After riding this bike for 2 days and 99 miles, just keeping in pedal assist while not using my throttle, all I can say that the bike performed absolutely flawlessly. Everything is just so high quality and just provides such a nice ride. Once again, 99 miles. It's time for me to pop in that rear battery, the spare rear battery that I carried with me for 2 days, and head back. There you go guys, E-Cells Dual Kingstar. Don't forget to wear your helmet and enjoy your e-bike adventures with E-Cells e-bikes. Okay, and before I leave, there is one more trick that I'd like to show you. As you can see, we popped in our spare rear battery, and now we have battery 1 showing 95%, battery 2 showing 0. So if we go to our menu, here we have, I really hope you guys can see this with the glare on the display, but here we have our battery selection option, and if you go there, you'll see that it's set to voltage equalization work by default. That means that the batteries will drain simultaneously, but because we have one battery in right now that's completely drained and one battery that's full, what I can do here, I can just select battery 1. That's my rear battery that's charged, and now if I go back, I only have that one battery, so the bike will not try to equalize that voltage. It'll just use that one battery that actually has charge in it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to wear your helmet and have a wonderful day. This is Nick with E-Cells bikes. I'll catch you guys later.